You've got to be looking at the trends going on and what's available to you. Brewing is very, very traditional. It's been going on for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and the process is basically the same all the way through. So wherever part of the world you're in, wherever you are, the basics have got to be the same, because otherwise you won't start with malt and water and end up with an alcoholic product. So there are basics, but you've got to have a look at what tastes are around and what's available to you. Things like in the last probably 3 to 5 years, hop's been very, very important. There's a new range of hops been coming over from the States, and it's all very, very pungent, very, very aromatic hops, and that's quite new to the market. So if you're going to use those, you're going to produce very, very new individual style beers. So that's what we're looking at. We're also looking at different yeasts as well. Trying to go away from the traditional best bitter, which is everywhere. It's on the bars. You have 2 or 3 on a bar in every pub. Trying to get out of the way from that, trying to introduce new flavours all the time. And so that's what we do. We experiment all the time, and we try and release all these different individual flavours. Well, in the last few years, we didn't do it in the last year, but in the last couple of years we did 12 stouts at Christmas. So the basis of the stout drink, which can be quite mainstream, but we created 12 different flavours for a stout, and then released that at Christmas in a box. So we had, instead of we had 12 stouts, which was a really, really different individual thing to do. Well, we haven't got any big financial backing from anywhere. We are what we are. I started up with George Ferguson, who owns a tobacco factory up the road. We started this up 10 years ago. We haven't got any major financial backers. We're not part of a conglomerate or anything else. We are an individual brewery, and we go out and look at all of what's available in the market and create what we want. We looked at, especially with the branding, we looked at what the history of Bristol was, and it's quite urban, almost industrial with the harbour. So we went for slightly steel-edged branding. So that's why we captured part of Bristol. That so we weren't some flowery little brewery out in the middle of the countryside, where wheat's blowing across throughout the brewery. We're in the middle of the city, so we had to get our branding to suit that. So we did that, and we're quite lucky that Bristol is very, very forward-thinking and quite young-thinking. So all of these new flavours which we're introducing are quite welcome, because everybody thinks it is right at the forefront of the brewing industry. So that's worked very well for us. Southfield hop, which is it's an American-style beer. Very packed full of hops, loads and loads, and it just came up. Southfield hop works very well, and currently the national champion as well in bottle conditioned beers. So it's done all right. Mine is Ultimate Stout, which is a 7.4% stout with Belgian yeast we put in it, and that gives us a very, very sort of tartish. Not quite sour flavour, but it gives it a very, very beautiful, smooth, creamy mouthful. And it's just, it's great. It's the beer for the end of the night, it really is. Okay, it started off in Southfield. They had a local food week, which went on in October, and all of the local food businesses got together and produced food for whatever during that week. And it started off that we would have a beer festival on, because we're local, obviously it all fitted very well. So during the local food week we decided to have a beer festival, and following along the lines of the German Oktoberfest, we thought Factoberfest, Bristol Beer Factory, Tobacco Factory, all that fits. So we went with that, and then it gradually got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and now it's running on its own over a weekend. And we tried to showcase all of the UK's forward-thinking brewers and the most unusual beers around. So I think we had about 60 beers in the last one over 3 days. So it's a big beer festival. We also have music, events for the kids, food as well we have there. So it's a big, fun, entertainment big weekend. So